There we go. Right. Did you all have a good break? Hi there, Cabo. Nice to see you. Alchemist. Go kick some ass, my friend. Especially if the arse, you know, it ends with the name Oni and begins with the letter S.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans.
Ass kiss. I also fixed the bot while I was on break. It just needed reauthorizing, so I had to log it back in. So the bot commands should be working now, guys. So if you all want to do, oh, I don't know, a dig game, which we don't see very often, go on, you know you want to. Join in. Okay, so not sure about the non-humans. Whoa, pump the hate brakes there.
We're all on the same team here, Presley.
With all due respect, sir, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
Well, he was on our team, he just died.
Speak freely, Presley.
I'm just gonna munch this.
Non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn. No matter how strong you are, allies can make you stronger.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
Okay, Boomer. Oops. I mean Presley.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were at Elysium during the Skillian Blitz. A massive fleet of alien raiders hit the colony, trying to wipe it out. They had the numbers, but their ships were no match for an Alliance frigate. It was a slaughter. We couldn't even keep track of how many ships they lost.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Alright, cool.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes,
cool
sir.
Story, bro. Let's go have a chit-chat with Joker. I don't think we actually got to speak with Joker when we got back. Oh. Heat load monitors. Bit of free XP. Gunnery station. And all the XP. Alright. Oh god. Shepard, please just unstick yourself, thank you.
I prefer gold to silver, you know, for my medal. I figured you'd recommend me for one since I, pulled your boots out of the fire.
You sure you want a medal? They'll ask you to go on more dangerous missions then.
If we present you with a medal, you'll end up sitting on stage listening to politicians make speeches for a couple of hours. Fun.
That's a good point. They'd probably make me shave, too. I spent the last 7 weeks working on this baby. No medal's worth that. So, Commander, why don't you tell me why you're really here?
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
Hey, congratulations everybody who won on the dig game. Brad, Shy, and Alchemist. Well done, guys. Why aren't I on there? I'm not listed. I always win.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well,
Bones
I'll
for
tell
the
you the same
bone
thing I
throne.
told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
Whoa. Okay.
I'm sorry, Joker. I didn't even know you were sick.
You mean...
It is Seth Green, yes.
No. Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic. But I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
Ooh.
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
Oh. Yeah, right.
I was just thinking how much you remind me of Santa Claus.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
Okay.
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
You're not gonna break a bone trying to fly the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
Alright.
I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else.
Whatever you want, Commander.
Okay, that's everything we've talked about.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
See if there's anybody in the briefing room. I don't think there is. I think it was empty. Yeah. Well, let's check in on Liara then. Who wants an alchemist thought of random? Oh, yes, please. I love random thoughts. Check on Liara first, then we'll talk to the doc. I think burps are the soul of the food you ate, escaping your body.
Are
I
you
like
coming
it.
to check up on me?
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
Best.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up,
I'm just glad we got there in time.
so am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
Cabo, I like that. Hold your burps and make use of every part of the animal like our ancestors. That includes consuming the soul.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so.
Maybe she's just evil.
This hurts you, doesn't it?
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her, and this was not like her. Something changed.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe
Papa Myers, thank you for that follow.
Community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we
Welcome
seek
to the channel.
understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Too many people burping is how you get ghosts. God. Do you want ghosts? Because that's how you get ghosts.
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
Love this game? Yeah, I really love this series of games. I haven't played this in a long time, but I still very much remember the whole thing, but it's nice to experience it again. That's disgusting. No. How's that possible?
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species.
It's like the sex
We
scene in
study
Demolition
basic
Man.
elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
What happens to your partner after the union?
We eat them.
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
Just restarted it yourself, good as you remember. I was saying earlier on that it's aged incredibly well. I mean, the UI for the inventory system, in this one anyway, in the first one it was terrible. And then they improved it as the games went on, but it looks good. No mods or anything on this, and it looks pretty decent for a 12-year-old game. We define every aspect of our daughter, we shape her, raise her, we instruct her and tell her how to perceive the world. What about the other parents? Fuck them. Yeah, it's like, pfft, whatever. We divorce them and take all their money. Sue them for child support. We're the Black Widow race of the galaxy. So who was your father?
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
I thought you always needed another species to serve as one of the
Well,
parents.
no, Shepard.
Think about it, Shepard. If we were not able to mate with our own species, we would have died out long before we ever mastered spaceflight and left our homeworld. Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents
See,
are
that I
Asari,
like
then
that.
nothing has been gained,
Totally the other way
or
around.
so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood. Though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face, it is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was
Uggleborn.
embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
Yeah, I love that, the fact that they found a good way to describe that it's like an entirely different philosophy of supposed racial purity versus racial diversity, you know? They're like, no, the diversity makes us stronger, and being pure doesn't. It waters us down and weakens us because of the way they reproduce. And they've really thought about that and been like, oh, so it does exist, there is a stigma, but it's the opposite of what we experience, you know? I kind of like that. Honestly, sounds like how the Jedi raise their younglings. Oh, the Marco as well. I don't like the Marco. Ugh. Or at least till Anakin throws a hissy fit. Yeah, then, you know, there's no more younglings. It's the opposite of keeping the bloodline pure by inbreeding stupidity from a few centuries ago. Exactly. But I do love that they thought about that aspect of their society. So, yeah.
Maybe she wanted to meet you, but couldn't. Something could have happened to her. Maybe she passed away.
You might be right.
Maybe she went to the store to get cigarettes and never came back.
But I have no way to know for sure. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
It's okay to not like the Marco. We're all wrong about something sometimes. Yeah. Okay.
You Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them. And even after they're gone, a part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
You haven't played Andromeda, Papa Myers? Yeah, I haven't either. I haven't touched that one yet. Although, this month, Origins gave me like a month free of their their basic EA Origins access stuff. So I might check it out if it's on there. And we'll see, but I don't think we'll get to play that this month anyway. We'll be deep in this game and probably Mass Effect 2 up to Christmas. Well, I think we've exhausted all the talk.
Goodbye, Commander.
A free Andromeda isn't horrible, it's not great though, yeah. I mean, some of the bugs you saw, I mean, as hilarious as the whole, like, weird walking animation where they got stuck in that, like, walking downstairs animation when they were walking around and they looked weird. That's funny, but it shouldn't be there. It really shouldn't. In a game studio as big as this, there's no excuse for it.
Is there something you need?
Okay, this is all the same conversation we had before. So there's nothing, I don't think there's anything new with anyone else. Let's just double check with others. Can we also recover stuff? Yes. Take it all. Well, that's it. Yeah, they were the least of the game's overall problems. You only paid $5.
Commander?
Good stuff.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Dr. Tassoni. Seems like a sweet girl. Easy on the eyes.
All yours, Caden.
I mean, if you like the bookish sort.
And do you?
Any intentions there, Lieutenant?
No, Commander. Just art appreciation.
Well, okay then.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or off the record?
Not to be polarizing jerk, but if given the choice of playing Andromeda for $0 euro or whatever, or playing a AAA game of $40 from somewhere else, you'd rather have that 30 hours on the latter? Yeah. I mean, I probably would. I'd pick up Andromeda if I had, like, nothing taking my fancy. I'd be like, let's try it, you know, but yeah. Okay, speak your mind.
Alenko, when it's just you and me, you can consider it off the record.
That's a generous attitude. Okay. I think there's something wrong.
Hey, Deepus, how's it going?
This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but
that's racist.
It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was...
Curry for dinner?
Sorry, hauled in.
Yummy.
Kind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when Kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. A bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
Then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yeah, we'd sit around and bull every night after dinner, play cards or network games. There was this girl named Rana, who had a little circle grow up around her. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich. But she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful, but not stuck up about it. I think you'd have liked her.
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same. But things never felt together. Training, you know.
You know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No.
It all sounds like the Psy-Core from Babylon 5, this.
As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals. It was different then. No one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything Kinetics did was gold. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
Yeah, shady corporations.
Jump Zero is a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. But that's my own baggage, Commander. No bearing on this.
Alenko, there's no regulation that says you can't be friends with your commander.
I appreciate that, Commander. I just don't want you to think that I'm a whiner.
Oh, I don't think that. I know that.
Besides, I've got my past away.
Okay, fine. Conversation over. Let me just check my audio settings, because the drone on this ship is really loud. Maybe turning this down will fix that. Not really, no, that's still the same. Just they're very quiet with their dialogues. Nothing in here to do. Alright, Gurus. We already go through all this with him?
Why did you want to be a C-Sec officer in the first place?
That's a good question. There were several reasons, I guess.
Like what?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was C-Sec, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
That's tough, but you'd think he'd be impressed you're going after Saren.
My father's a C-Sec man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says. He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren. He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger, for the same reasons.
Really?
You were asked to be a Spectre?
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate. Me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
I suppose I can understand his concern.
You can. But Saren's not going to play by our rules. C-Sec's rules. If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
Not true.
Just because you can break the rules doesn't mean you should. I don't need to stoop to Saren's level to stop him. And neither do you, Garrus.
I see what you mean, but I'll think about it. Thanks, Commander.
Yeah, you think about it.
Commander, you have a minute to talk?
Huh?
I keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
Forgot Tally. What do you mean?
Don't mince words, Chief. What's your concern?
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons...
Xenophobic bitch.
You don't trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies. We, humanity, I mean, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
Standing up for ourselves doesn't mean standing alone.
I don't think we should turn down allies. I just think we shouldn't bet everything on them staying allies. As noble as the Council members seem now, if their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
I don't see that as inevitable.
Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
These seem like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth.
Yeah, if you have to say it's not racism, it's racism.
It doesn't sound like you've worked with aliens before.
No, sir. Mainly I've been groundside, part of the surface garrison forces. I did get a rotation on a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
That's odd. Your record is spotless and your technical scores are exemplary. You should be serving with the fleet.
Anyway, that's
Maybe your
why I
racism
served
kept you
with aliens.
behind.
I never knew my family. Grew up an orphan on Earth. Anybody in your family I'd have heard of?
Couldn't say, Commander. So why are you out here? Just trying to get away from Earth?
No. The future of humanity is out here. There's so much we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. I still remember my first field exercise on Titan. When we hit mud, the reality hit me. I'm the first person who ever stood here. Then my drill instructor kicked me in the ass. I went face first into the muck. He spent the next 5 minutes chewing me out for gold breaking.
Don't tell me you had Gunny Ellison. He's the only one I know who uses that word to describe shirking duty.
Oh, Lord. You went to the Makapog boot camp, too? Yeah. Gunny Ellison's still reaming out recruits down there. Kicking ass and using words like inveigle and pusillanimous.
Anyway, you have to work with aliens, accept it.
All right. I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams. But this is a multilateral mission. You're going to have to work with aliens, like it or not.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
Would you kiss anyone I ordered you to?
That depends, sir. If you ordered me to kiss a superior officer, that would be a violation of the regs concerning fraternization.
That's the correct answer.
That would make it an illegal order. I'd be required to decline and relieve you of command. Sir.
Good answer. Kiss a Turian. Yeah. Kiss the south end of a northbound Krogan, you know, or something like, ooh, no thanks.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
Yeah, Ash Enemy 1, blatantly racist and aggressive. Ash Enemy 2, dismisses due to having been healed back from death by an evil corporation and deems you an enemy. Ash Enemy 3, why won't you love me? Don't you remember how good we were together? Yep.